Wakiko. Hello, how's it going, everybody? I'm Max, aka Soda Bakinte. I'm very much here to show you how to vape. Know what I mean when I say I have a lot of experience with the breathing technique. I'm trying to call a inflammation of how one can have known how to dispense air from one system. It's very much interesting experience. You're experiencing a sucking feeling. Oh, whatever that means, right? I very much know it's very much a pull of how one actually dispenses light or a very much engine of some kind. I very much understand that there's very much a interesting point of how one can understand how one dispenses air, but that's very much educational, very much actually. Literally, I very much have a cool dispenser that I can use as a tool to pull and disrupt air. I actually know that I very much can have a various amount of qualities adding to the quality of the air that I'm pulling, and that is what this dispenser does. Okay. Well, very much interesting fact. I very much acquire this vape from a store, and it's very much interesting how very much various qualities of individuals can acquire something from a store and very much just walk away, you know what I mean? It's very interesting indeed, I swear. It's like, it's a magical belief that one can just dispense and very much consume large quantities and quantities of goods that very much have very little to do with the person. Actually, literally, it's very much a lot of literal that one can count on their own by themselves, actually. And I very much find enjoyment in the fact that one very much can have this idea and consume the concepts in conception very much varyingly, actually. It's very much interesting and it's very much fun to think about, I think. So, getting to the point, we're going to teach you how to vape, you know what I mean? So, if you very much have a concept of how one pulls a matter to their system, actually, it's very much interesting how one very much knows how they pull matter to their system, because it's like, okay, you have a one know of oneself, actually, and it's real interesting how one know oneself is oneself, and it's real vibish and real interesting because it's like real certain how one knows they are certain that they are one. And it's very much funny because I very much can conceptualize this actually as a very much dispenser itself, actually. And it's like, okay, one is a dispenser and one very much vacuums one's ideology or concept or conceptualization. And it's very much fun But so we just gonna very much breathe. You know what I mean? That's how we're gonna capture this air so we can actually capture the fluid and the matter that is coming from this dispenser, which is a dispenser. I very much would call this a machine, actually. This is actually called a dispenser as well, and I very much know I can use this terminology to very much gain a grasp of a definition that defines itself, and that's a very much fun concept as well. I'm going to go into how conceptuality and concepts very much convolute and combinate into each other or with each other, and it's very much interesting how all of this works because it's funny. But okay, so once you breathe, you very much are dispending or expending a fluid from a dispenser itself. And very much interesting how I can very much teach you how to breathe, because it's like, okay, I will very much have to teach your core self or core system itself to understand the motions and mechanics and very much atoms of how to breathe. And it's very much interesting. It's like, okay, well, as soon as I very much get the mathematics and definitions and definites of how I want to explain that to you, I very much will actually teach you how to breathe. It's like, okay, I'll expand your mind, actually. And it's very much funny. So, very much if you get the core concept and you have a receptor that can actually retain and dispense what I'm saying at the same time, I very much can just show you how to breathe, because we call those eyes, and that's actually understanding. Let's say I show you a core concept like, and that's inhaling, and the inhaling very much gives you an idea of how that vacuum will suck up the matter that is around you, and that is very funny, actually. Okay, I got a dispenser that will very much give you a matter. It's very much empty right now, and I very much can give you an example of how to use it though, because it's like, okay, well, it's still usable while it's very much seemingly on a concept of what people call empty, because there's very much little fluid in there or very much no fluid in there. There's very much a conceptology of how one person would call a low tank as empty, very much empty actually. And it's very much interesting how people really retain and call this knowledge actually